Take one.
Yep.
So thanks for joining. Today we're going to be talking about the retro truck build for the Auto Body Motorsports and Customs program and the Auto Tech program. We'll also be talking with our math integrationists at some point, maybe not today, about where the embedded math is for that. So this is brainstorming, where we kind of talking about where we want to go with this, how we want to do this, what makes sense. And so let's start off with what are we thinking for a timeline for this? Do we think that this should be senior only project, 2-year build? How do we think? I know in our building trades program we use the house as a 2-year build, so students get to see multi-facets. I don't know if this is a similar.
I would think 2 years would be ideal, I think.
Okay.
That way after 2 years we can show the vehicle potentially at the hot rod show in Essex and put it through the safety inspection at the NSRA hot rod officials as well. So other people can inspect their work.
So we're thinking 2-year build, so seniors both years?
I think that would be ideal, would be seniors both years, and it's
Okay.
kind of a, maybe a incentive to work on something like this, moving from the basic skills in the shop or in the auto body program to working your way up to working on this. So, I thought if we can do that in 2 years and have it ready, the students get to go to the show and show a car, and potentially advertise it for sale as well.
So they get that completion out of it. They get that sense of completion that they get out of it. Excellent. So we're talking about that. It's really this car. A lot of the work's embedded in the AMC program. Sierra, for auto, what are some things that you think that might be? I know we talked a little bit about it earlier when we were talking about some of the brake work, the alignments. Do you have any thoughts on what you think would be some good opportunities for your kiddos?
I mean, it really could cover a lot of things. Like I said, the brakes, we could definitely bounce the tires if that was part of it. Steering, getting suspension and everything in place. Then once we go into the alignment, figuring out what the alignment needs. We could even throw welding into here. If you got to put the motor mounts and everything in here, you could get welding as part of it a little bit. But it could definitely be a place for both of our classes.
Excellent. That would be, and I was thinking too, just the ACE Club, but that probably just becomes way too unwieldy with that group.
Yeah, but both groups are gonna maybe a piece of it, so.
Right. Just kind of back burner kind of stuff that
Yeah.
could be something.
Fundraising.
Right. But they both take part in that part of it. Like, do we know how we're gonna sell this?
No, I was just thinking that might be a good avenue for students to be on top of is the social media posts about how the build is going and what they've done to it.
Especially when y'all go to pick colors for the person who is going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, we can pick a color ourselves, or if somebody's interested, we can do it whatever color they want to do it.
So that could be a choice color. Wow, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
On this sheet, you see that I've got listed, the anchor standards for the automotive and collision standards for the state of Vermont. If we could pick maybe 4 or 5 of those anchor standards, what do you think are going to be the most important for our focus, so that we don't, as I look at all of them, they all are going to be part of this build, absolutely. But when you really think about those anchor standards, what do you think?
Okay. Technical knowledge and skill.
Okay.
I think has to be safe, so health and safety.
I mean, you got demonstration and application, it's your seniors, they're building on what they know.
Yep, you both agree on that? Yep, good. And Sarah, you agree with technical skills and safety
Oh,
as
for
well?
sure.
Yep.
So
So,
that communication, because
Yeah.
everybody's working on it. You can know where somebody stops, and somebody starts.
yep. I know that as I look at this, there's a couple that stand out for me. One is problem solving and critical thinking. It's
Oh, yeah, they're
It's-
putting a puzzle together.
they're putting a
essentially.
giant puzzle that it could be unsafe if it's not put together right. And the other is ethics. You know, you cut a corner and
Yep,
so, you know, those are just a couple thoughts I have, but again, I want the two of you to really, it's your project, so.
yeah, I mean, in the end, ethics and legal responsibilities, it's gotta, one way or another, pass either the car show standards or even going on to Vermont or New Hampshire state inspection. I
Right.
mean,
No reason why we couldn't just, we don't own it, but we could send it down there, send it down to a shop that does inspections and ask them to go through it like it
Oh,
was
for sure.
inspected, but we don't need to have it inspected.
Yep,
Right. So are we thinking, so there's 6. Do we feel like those 6 are probably the most important? Okay, so as we're kind of thinking about that and thinking of, this might be a 2-year build, when do we wanna have it done next year? And then start thinking back, how do we start putting this together?
Well, if you wanna have it for a show, that's in September.
I know, that's the start of the
It's a
school
start,
year.
so if. you
So
know,
are we
once-
thinking the build will be done in a year?
No, I think in 2 years. I don't think we'll be ready for next year. It'll take. fall.
The third senior class will.
Yeah, so maybe, you know, we almost have to extend that invitation to those students that have already graduated and go, I don't know how that'll work, but I kind of feel like they have done the majority of the work, and we show it the next September when we start.
Yeah, we'd have to build that in a
Yeah.
place to have them come back for that.
Or maybe there's something we can do at the end of the year too, so maybe it could be twofold, like the new seniors get to take it to the show and the seniors
Yeah,
get to do
that would be
something
good.
with it at the
So,
end of school.
so
Yeah.
end of year,
Yeah,
something.
just to
Yeah,
finalize.
So, and again, that can tie into the social media and stuff. We could have an event. You know, do we do that with like Cars Club?
Yeah.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
And then
Have them in there.
after that second year, then seniors bring it, which could be really nice, because then the seniors would see the excitement around it, which would hopefully kick them in gear for the next project of
Yeah.
doing that.
We can do it better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little competition. Friendly competition.
Friendly competition.
Yep.